everyone, this is Miss Shotter, and I am here to give you 5 tips for using Pear Deck in less than 5 minutes. Let's get started.
Tip number 1, grab the link. So up in the corner of the screen, no matter what slide you're on, you're going to be able to click on the numbers and it will bring you back to that home screen that you started on. And down here, it says give students a link. You can click on that, put it in their chat, and boom, they've got the link. Nice and easy. Next up, we are going to take a look at how to read responses. So students are responding to your prompt. In this example, they are moving a colored dot that corresponds to our spice chart into the image to indicate whether they think this image is a representation of social, political, interaction with the environment, cultural, or economic aspects of the Mayan civilization. All we need to do here is show responses. And you'll see all the students have indicated, well, not all, most of the students have indicated by moving their dot into the image that they think that this is blue. So that is C for cultural. But regardless, you have an idea, you can start checking, okay, what do you guys know? What are you understanding? All right, guys, so our number 3 tip is a little bit tricky and really depends on the person. But one thing that you can do with Pear Deck is click this new prompt. And in the middle of class, say something's happening where you're like, you know what? I got to check these kids' knowledge, right? You can pop in a KWL. What do we know? What do we want to know? What have we learned? You can pop that in real quick. Now it's going to show up and we can continue with our lesson once you get the feedback from that. Some other responses that I've used in the past, you can throw in all right, we're going to pause. Write what you've just learned. That's another quick one that has been helpful. If necessary, we've got the stress check. So sometimes things are just like not flowing. You need to stop for a second and just like, all right, guys, let's see how you're doing. I'm in a good space, not so much. Things are awful. Where are we? And that can help inform the next part of your lesson. All right, guys. So tip number 4. With this tip, we're actually going back to the beginning. And my tip here is to start with an already done presentation. So start with a slide that you already do. For me, I always have my agenda, my reminders, learning objective. This is my beginning slide, beginning of the day slide. And so I know I always start with that. So before I do anything with Pear Deck, we start here. And then it's from here that we make these slides interactive. So for instance, this particular one. So we're going to go back to our original example and let's pretend I'm going to delete it so that you guys can see how I did this. So we're going to open up our Pear Deck. And I personally like to use what they give me, right? So for this one, we can do a typical type and you can just have them say, oh, this is social, this is political. But for a little bit more fun, I chose to do a draggable. So I just click on the draggable. And I need 5, right? I need 5 categories. So that's how we came up with the colors. Oh, purple. So whatever you need it for, I have the 5 colors that correspond with the 5 spice. So that's how we do it. Update slide. And now we have a more interactive slide like we saw at the beginning in tip 1. And tip number 5 for using Pear Deck, our last tip, is to use the templates. Use the template library. There is some good stuff in there. You don't need to, reinvent the wheel. So let's click on that. Let's take a look. So what do we have here? We've got beginning of the lesson slides. We have during the lesson, end of lesson. Then they have critical thinking, social emotional, and then a myriad of different subjects for social studies. They've got a lot of geography stuff, but still, these are also really great to change up. So you can start with fact or opinion, right? That will generate the question. It'll generate the slide right into your Pear Deck. You can leave it as is, or you can adjust for your needs, right? You could do fact and opinion and put a passage here. Or if you'd like, you can change up the question. They do have a pre-done one for agree or disagree, so you could do that. They also have one for thumbs up, thumbs down. But realistically, there's a lot of different ways you can use them.
All right, guys, I hope that was some helpful tips for you. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like me to cover. Have a good one.